Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Leo September 6, 2022. Cooperation comes more readily than usual today, and energy is lively and creative around you. Conversations are animated and primarily light-hearted. What comes to light today may take a few days to truly sink in. Today's transits are especially good for looking at your life differently, especially private, personal, self-worth, and financial matters. Outside-of-the-box thinking brings rewards. You may wish to share something personal with a trusted person in your life, and it comes as a relief. You're in a great position to make small changes in your life that lead to significant improvements. You more readily see areas that would benefit from improved approaches, including projects and attitudes. Working under the radar is likely, and it's useful and fruitful to do so. Still, it's a time for branching out and coming up with novel ways to approach your world and express your feelings. You want to move forward freer and lighter, and a change of pace feels right. Even with this upbeat, forward-looking energy, it's a day for winding down. New beginnings should wait. Your red-hot planetary ruler, Mars, continues to travel alongside its divine counterpart, Venus, via your bossy 10th house of authority. So in addition to attracting those who gather at the C-suite, you're also looking the part. Whether you're single or already romantically attached, the effects of this celestial synergy are validating your desire for something long-lasting and perhaps even traditional. Keep in mind that the North Node of Fate via your 2nd house of value systems will face off with the wounded healer, Chiron, in your sign today. Leave the past where it belongs. The path is clearing. Who do you enjoy working with, and what brings you joy? As the moon leaves Libra for Scorpio, your mental processes may shift from career to community. In a perfect world, you should have a wide, supportive professional network to fall back on or seek out when you need help. However, this may not always be the case. So, use the lunar power to invest in groups, connections, and networking opportunities to meet supportive individuals in your field. After all, you never know who you could connect with or where networking could lead. The week is barely a few days old, but already the moon has managed to form a friendly aspect to the North Node in your income sector, and now, as it returns to an intuitive and imaginative part of your chart, it is set to do the same for the other side of the financial fence. This is helping to boost your confidence, especially when it comes to a creative approach to money matters. Have you ever been happier? Well, maybe back when you were a kid, but right now you're feeling pretty happy to be just exactly where you are. Enjoy this rare energy. It's not easy to break with tradition, but you are somewhat known for taking the road less traveled. Sometimes the road less traveled for you, however, is the traditional one. Give yourself a break today and follow a very simple plan. Eat only the freshest food available to you, exercise but take special care of your joints, yoga or swimming followed by a sauna if possible, and get to bed early. Your next break from the norm will be empowered by this respite. It's a brand new month and a fresh cycle is starting. You can't get a better day than this day to get the action happening in your life. As a one, you are probably well known for your abilities to take the initiative and get things underway. However, it can be especially important for you to think these things through first before committing. A lack of follow-through is something also akin to being a one. Provided the project you start is exciting and can hold your interest, you shouldn't have too much trouble sticking with it until the end. With Mercury spending his last weekend in a fun, playful, romantic and creatively charged part of your chart and Venus and Uranus aligned here, this is the perfect excuse to fully embrace the weekend spirit. While Mercury will leave in 2 days, Venus is here for another week, and in that time she will continue to guard against life becoming all work and no play. With Mercury joining the Sun in your work sector in 2 days and Mars destined to spend much of the second half of the year here, this couldn't be more important. To have Venus and Uranus spend the weekend aligned in your romantic sector is a case of perfect timing. While it was a given that they would align, having it happen over the weekend will make it easier to make the spirit of romance a priority and to seize the serendipitous moments and/or encounters they will be working to create. Our eyes in the sky. This morning's first quarter moon in Sagittarius means we might find it difficult to organize our thoughts, and articulating emotions could be next to impossible. This aspect can cause a lot of frustration because we want to connect with others but find it challenging. Misunderstandings are likely to manifest. Try to postpone any important conversations until after this energy clears. If you're unable to avoid interacting with others, think carefully about what you want to convey before speaking. Once the moon moves farther into Sagittarius, you might become a bit impatient, but remaining calm will pay off. A minor aspect between the Sun and Pluto can be helpful in overcoming any conversational hurdles, but only if you take the time to consider your words before sharing them. This aspect might also come to the rescue if your mind is a bit scattered. Through structure, time constraints, and focusing on your responsibilities, you can muscle through any mental fog. Create a to-do list to help you stay on task, and apologize to anyone you have a less than pleasant encounter with. By sharing our feelings through music or writing, our ideas remain open to interpretation. Others can then connect with us emotionally by bearing witness instead of sharing a reciprocal dialogue. In the evening, the moon sextiles Uranus in Taurus, stimulating surprises. Too much weight today has been placed on trying to rationalize our circumstances. At this time, something happens to shock us out of this expectation. We realize that we have been taking things too seriously, that life is baffling, and that we should enjoy the ride. In the pre-dawn hours, the Sagittarius moon sextiles Saturn in Aquarius, offering patience. Many of us will be asleep at this hour, and our dreams may feature Saturnian characters, perhaps family members or authority figures, who offer us advice. Transmissions will feel so natural that we might fail to remember the details of our dreams upon waking. It is a good idea to keep a journal handy to record recollections. They can prove meaningful as we go about our day. The cosmic energy is very dense, which is why it would be best to rest and retreat instead of try to connect with people. Watch a movie and take a nap instead of falling down the rabbit hole of paranoia. After sunup, the moon squares off with Neptune in Pisces, prompting confusion. Two dreamy, emotional bodies meeting in the zodiac's two most idealistic signs. What could possibly go wrong? The risk here is that we read too much into situations, becoming overly sensitive and moody. Misunderstandings lead to disappointment. A desire to believe in someone or something despite good reason to maintain our boundaries can make us vulnerable to deceit. Avoid consulting divination practices, as these will not provide the clarity we seek.